Donald Trump just threw JD Vance into the chaotic mess of his political nightmare, and we're here for every second. After years of trashing Trump, guess who's now awkwardly defending his disastrous tariffs? Yup, JD Vance, caught red-handed with crumbs all over his face. Spoiler, it's going terribly. The economy's in ruins, JD's getting roasted like it's open mic night, and Trump's just chilling with popcorn. Buckle up for some peak political drama. JD Vance's daily routine? Waking up, adjusting his legit politician tie, brushing his teeth and gearing up to defend Trump's so-called economic brilliance. The truth? It's mostly burning cash while chanting "America First" like a half-drunk fan at a Little League game. Trump's latest trick? Throwing JD into the flames of his trade war disaster and saying, "Make this mess look smart." Imagine basing your identity on being the voice of the working class, only to be the scapegoat for tariffs that are crushing farms, factories, families, and maybe a couple of house cats too. Welcome to JD Vance's personal hell. Shockingly, Trump's tariffs have backfired big time. Slapping tariffs on China, Europe, and anyone with a passport, prices have soared, exports tanked, and small businesses are panicking, whispering, "Everything's fine," while they burn. And who's left holding the bag? JD Vance, doing anything for a Senate seat? It wasn't always like this. JD once roasted Trump like an Ivy League critic, positioning himself as the guy who saw through Trump's nonsense. Now, he's polishing Trump's shoes on live TV. If you're loving this political circus, don't forget to subscribe. JD's transformation is almost impressive, but let's be real. It's painful to watch. Defending Trump's economic mess is like watching a golden retriever trying to decode calculus. Awkward, sad, and oddly captivating. Trump's tariffs have hit American wallets hard. Steel, aluminum, and appliances have soared in price. Need a new fridge? Good luck. JD's trying to convince us that these economic disasters are victories. But seriously, paying double for a fridge isn't patriotism, JD. Every word from JD Vance sounds like it's straight from a think tank that thinks basic economics is a liberal conspiracy. Instead of admitting tariffs are just a patriotic tax bomb, he twists himself into a pretzel, selling empty wallets and pricey appliances as some kind of national triumph. If economic sovereignty means bankrupting Americans while calling it 4D chess, congrats, JD, you nailed it. Trump's tariffs didn't make America great again unless greatness means soaring prices, struggling families, and Vance's dignity vanishing into thin air. Steel prices, sky high, aluminum, pricier than Trump's hair in a hurricane. Washing machines, a luxury item. Want clean socks? Better take out a second mortgage. Every appliance shopping trip felt like buying a yacht. Meanwhile, JD spins like a caffeinated Roomba, ranting about American jobs and strong tariffs like a drunk Adam Smith impersonator. His speeches? Glitchy AI slamming into a wall while shouting buzzwords. Economic sovereignty, trade fairness, all while ignoring the truth. Trump's ego trade war left Americans footing the bill. But sure, JD, tell us how paying double for a fridge is real patriotism. Let's not forget when Vance actually roasted Trump, back before his full-blown soul transplant. He used to call Trump a human wrecking ball, a biblical plague of frogs, locusts, and crumbling infrastructure. But integrity doesn't win fancy offices, so JD pulled the most shameless U-turn since Milli Vanilli, except somehow more pathetic. One day, he's Trump's loudest critic. The next, he's polishing his shoes with his last shred of dignity. Now, he's Trump's hype man, selling tariffs as patriotism while real Americans stare at grocery receipts in shock. Eggs cost more than car payments. Bread feels like caviar. Is this economic sovereignty, or just a con job dressed in a MAGA hat? Inflation isn't just up, it's doing backflips over common sense. Prices are spiraling so fast, the dollar store now feels like a high-end boutique. And out in the heartland? The small towns Trump once pretended to care about are turning into ghost towns faster than JD Vance can lose another shred of self-respect. Diners are closing, factories are empty. The only business booming is the for sale sign industry. And the farmers, those salt-of-the-earth folks Trump used to wrap himself in like a human American flag, they're selling off land, equipment, and dreams just to survive. Meanwhile, JD is standing in a crumbling town square, waving a sad little American flag like the only guy at a birthday party no one came to, yelling, "Everything's fine," to absolutely no one. It's like watching a house burn down while the guy who lit the match insists it's just a little toasty. Reality's crumbling. But hey, at least the slogans are catchy, right? At press conferences, JD looks like a man who just found out he has to defend flat Earth theory to a room full of NASA scientists. Reporters lob him softballs like, "So why are families spending $12.60 on a gallon of milk?" And JD responds with a word salad so dense, you need a machete to get through it. Every talking point is more desperate than the last. Strategic decoupling. Economic independence. Freedom isn't free. Translation? Please stop asking me real questions. I'm dying up here. And through it all, Trump's MIA. Probably off golfing or suing a bakery for making a cake that looked at him wrong, while JD Vance is left on stage getting booed by the very people he once pretended to champion. Let's call it what it is. JD Vance is lying in a bed he made, with his own two hands. And not even particularly well. Nobody dragged him kicking and screaming into the MAGA clown car. No one forced him to torch his credibility and dignity for a shot at groveling under Trump's table. He did that all by himself, like a big boy, making big boy mistakes. He went from warning Trump would be the death of America to offering to carry his golf clubs and singing praises like a deranged fanboy. And now, he's getting exactly what he signed up for. A ringside seat to the slow, humiliating implosion of his own political career. The best part? Even the hardcore MAGA base, the folks who'd normally rally behind a soggy ham sandwich if Trump endorsed it, aren't buying JD's act anymore. They're watching him try to defend Trump's disastrous tariffs. And even they're cringing. Like, "Nah, chief, this ain't it." You can practically hear the collective eye rolls from a mile away. JD's out here giving desperate TED Talks about how tariffs are somehow good for farmers who can't sell their crops anymore. And the crowd's just awkwardly shuffling their feet, wondering how fast they can find the congratulations, JD. You really stuck the landing, straight into a crater of your own making. Meanwhile, bless his heart, JD just keeps trying. Every interview, every rally, every cringe-filled press release, he keeps desperately spinning the same broken record. That economic pain is somehow economic patriotism. That empty shelves are signs of strength. That paying more for everything is a badge of national honor. It's not policy, it's performance art. And not the good kind. We're talking bad community theater levels here. JD is like a mime trapped in an invisible box, except the box is his shredded credibility, and it's on fire. Trump? Oh, Trump doesn't care. Not even a little. If JD bursts into 1,000 sad little MAGA confetti pieces while defending these disastrous tariffs, Trump will just hang a mission accomplished banner over the wreckage and skip off to the next gullible follower with zero remorse. Honestly, it's practically Shakespearean. A man who betrayed everything he once claimed to stand for, all in a doomed quest for power, only to be ditched, mocked, and discarded by the very con man he sold out to. JD Vance isn't just defending tariffs. He's defending the indefensible. He's the tragic mascot of a con job that never had ordinary Americans in mind to begin with. While small businesses close their doors and families are forced to choose between groceries and gas, JD's out here yelling, "This is what winning looks like." No, JD, it's not winning. It's not even a dignified loss. It's just plain embarrassing. So the next time JD Vance launches into a word salad about strategic economic realignment or nationalist growth, remember, this is a man who once had a spine, once had principles, and he tossed them under the MAGA bus, only to end up flatter than Trump's comb-over on a windy day. Don't just watch this train wreck. Call it out. Share the truth. Challenge the lies. And never, ever trade your integrity for applause.